Hello everyone, my name is Akshay, and the company that I've selected is Berkshire Hathaway. So, the Berkshire Hathaway was started in Omaha, Nebraska. Basically, the company was started in the year 1955 when there was a merger of Berkshire Fine Spinning Associates with Hathaway Manufacturing Company, which basically resulted in formation of Berkshire Hathaway. So when the company actually started, it was just focused on textile business. And why they started with textile business? Because the founder Warren Buffett saw a trend in that industry that when a textile industry closes a mill, the price of the share goes really down, and when they open a new mill, the price of the shares goes high. So that's the trend that was observed by Warren Buffett, and that motivated him to invest in textile business. And if we talk about the company now, it has expanded ventures into different industries from railways to air, everything. We could name it. Now, the company even owns like 60 corporations that includes Duracell, Dairy Queen, Geico, and some of the companies that in which the Berkshire Hathaway owns stakes it are American Express, Apple, and a couple more, Bank of America. So those are the big brands that the company owns the stakes in, and the company has been able to deliver way better results compared to S&P 500 index. So now I'm gonna move to PESTEL analysis. So the PESTEL analysis stands for political, economical, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors. So when it comes to political factors, the politicals is basically how stable is politics of the country. So the pestle was actually formed by a Harvard University professor. His name was Francis Aguilar. That he basically developed a criteria to evaluate an organization on in terms of different factors. So then it comes to economical. So the economic factors are the factors that are from outside the are not in the hand of a company. So for example, if overall economy of the country is not doing that well, it's gonna have effect on all the business that exist in that country. And some other factors such as interest rate and how how viable are the banks in terms of giving loans and at what price. So those are the couple things that those are external factors that affect all the organizations in the country. Then comes to social factors. The social factors is something that what's most valuable for the company, and what does it believe in, what's their vision actually. Now I'll talk about the technological factor. So the technological factor is it keeps on changing. So in terms of technological factor, the company has been a little behind, as we could say that the company missed a lot of tech stocks such as Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. So those are the stocks that the company missed in, and it's also one thing that's very hard to predict the success of tech companies. But I think in that terms, so the company needs to be a little behind, but they're trying working real bad because I see that a lot of current investments were from Berkshire Hathaway were in Paytm. So that's an online transaction company which is competing with Visa and MasterCard. So the company is now starting investing in tech companies as well. So, in terms of environmental factor, I think if Berkshire Hathaway should make further contribution of the species that are already threatened, it may face the penalties from the Act and the general community who may stay away from Berkshire Hathaway. What I mean by that is there are a lot of animals that I feel that are going under extinction, and a lot of human beings as well were facing hardships. So in terms of that, if the company is able to take develop some more parks, uh, for example, as Andrew Carnegie developed a lot of libraries, the I feel the company can develop a lot of parks and named it under company's name. So that would be an environmental contribution, and work towards saving some species that are going towards extinction. And in terms of legal factor, the company already have a lot of legal factors in place, and they are pretty protective in terms of lawsuits and all that. So that's the one thing. And as most of the businesses through insurance, they have to be pretty careful and have good amount of cash in hand in order to fight any lawsuits back, or if they're losing, it's not that if they lost a big lawsuit, it's not that they're on the verge of filing the bankruptcy. So for that reasons, the company holds a lot of cash, and they're taking good actions in order to protect them. So I think in terms of pestle analysis, the company is doing pretty good. Now I'm gonna move towards competitor analysis. As this is an investment company, there are gonna be a lot of competitors, and the one of their major alongside companies, Lucady and National. So that is currently known as Baby Berkshire, but it does completely different business. It's the National Beef Company. It's one of the major beef processor in United States. And when we look forward to the Berkshire Hathaway, their most of their investments and the returns that they achieve, they are from insurance company. And to just name some of them, Geico, State Farm, and couple other more. So there's a little bit of competition, but I think as the Berkshire Hathaway was really early in the game, they were able to get good stocks at a very low prices, and the current portfolio looks like that they have invested in a lot of Fortune 500 companies which are just destined to grow. What my recommendations? I think Berkshire Hathaway has, or I think still they have a lot of wealth in hand, and I think Warren Buffett is pretty aware about it that he believes that we should never put all our eggs in one basket. But even though if you look at our current portfolio of Berkshire Hathaway, they have very huge sums of money invested in certain finance country. I mean by insurance, and the other one goes to the consumer, and there is very limited in terms of IT. Like that should be, one of the biggest. That should be one of the biggest uh, portion in their portfolio. Currently, the company has diversified, but I think the company needs to diversify a little more, and it should, um, in order for them to compete against the competitor, it needs to understand the competition and also understand the consumers. I mean, investors. What I mean by that is, what, in my opinion, like they have tried really best to put away short-term investors from the company, but that has really made company to just have people who actually trust Berkshire Hathaway blindly. Why I say that? Because even though Berkshire Hathaway is one of the largest investment company, They have a huge profitability, but they never give away dividends to their shareholders. The only way the return the shareholders receive is just by appreciation. And the reason they don't do that is because they believe in of investing back their profits into the company for getting more profitability. So I think that's actually something that keeps a lot of people away, because most of the people nowadays are looking for dividend. Nobody is there are not a lot of people who are such having such a long term sight. Like for example, me myself, if I'm looking for an investment option, the max I'm looking is at from 5 to 8 years. I'm not looking at like 40 years ahead. So that's something that companies should consider, and their competitors are providing dividends. So I think that that's my recommendation for the company. In terms of social responsibility, I think they, as the company, Warren Buffett himself has decided to give away his 99% of his wealth. So that's really, really, really good in terms of social responsibility, in terms of helping uh, the unfortunate people. But I think it also needs to expand its ventures in developing countries where they could build libraries, parks, and a lot of innovative things that would make the community a better place. In conclusion, I think the company is doing pretty well. There are certain things that could be improved, as I mentioned in recommendation, but overall the company is doing really good. The only thing that worries me that the company, the Warren Buffett is seen as an hero of the company, and there are it's a truth that he's not gonna be alive all the years ahead. But I think if there is something was wrong with him, a lot of investors will lose faith in the company, because the company has it's a personal brand that Warren Buffett has developed. People trust him in terms when they're investing in Berkshire Hathaway, people trust him. So I think after he passes down there are a lot of debates have been done that company will have a lot of downfalls, but Warren Buffett himself does not believe in it. So that's pretty good, and I would sum it up with that. But yeah, thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.